don't make the same mistake I made while making this soap. Hello everyone, so for today's tutorial I made multi-purpose liquid soap. So the chemicals, the measurements for the chemicals, in my video, as you'll later on see, I initially said that it's for 30 liters of soap. However, after I made my soap, it was so thick that it was so thick, yeah. So after some days I noticed that I didn't really like how thick it was, so I had to buy an extra 1 liter of sulphonic acid. I bought an extra liter of sulphonic acid and more perfume, like I think 30 mils extra. You can put as much as you want. So because this soap, I made it specially for washing of clothes. There is a multi-purpose soap, you can use it for anything you want, but I use it for washing of my clothes or mopping my house. So it is very, very potent. Like, it removes dirt and stains so much. So I bought an extra liter of sulphonic acid, and then I diluted it further with 30 liters of water. So in other words, the chemicals I gave you, the measurements of the chemicals I gave you, is going to make for you 60 liters of soap, not longer 30 liters of soap. And if you want to dilute yours, don't do it 30 liters at a go. So you can do it 10 liters. You put the first 10 liters, you turn it. Is it as thick as you want? Because after I let the soap rest, it was thicker than how it was. Like, it became so much more thick than how it was in the video. So I added more water. I added more water, so that's why I got up to 60 liters of water. And it's still very foamy, especially because of the sulphonic acid. It's still very foamy. My soap is wonderful. It's better now. So like I said, don't make the same mistake I made. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, share my videos to your friends. Thank you everyone. Do enjoy the video. So welcome to another tutorial. So for today we'll be making 30 liters of multi-purpose liquid soap. This is not the same thing as the previous video, which is this dishwashing liquid soap. So for today we'll have this is our 30 liters of water already measured out. We have our bowls for soaking. So now these are our chemicals. This is our Texapon. We have our Texapon. Texapon is 500 grams. We have our caustic sulphonic acid, which is 75 cl. This is our foam booster, 75 cl. This is our Nitrosol. Nitrosol is 250 grams. Our SLS is 250 grams. Our soda ash is 500 grams. And we have our sodium sulphate. Sodium sulphate is 500 grams too. Then we have our STPP. STP is 500 grams. This is our caustic soda, which is our caustic soda is 150 grams. So now, okay, we have our Menthyl. This is our Menthyl paraben, 20 grams. Our perfume, you add to your taste, and this is different colors. You add to your taste. So now the first thing we're going to do is separate the chemicals. Okay, actually it's night over here. I'm recording this video in the night, so I want to soak all these ingredients overnight and then mix it up tomorrow morning. So the ones that we are going to be soaking, this night will be our STPP, our caustic soda, our soda ash, our sodium sulphate, and our SLS. These are the 5 chemicals we'll be soaking overnight, while the rest we'll keep them aside for when we start mixing our chemicals tomorrow. So, and to soak them, we'll use a minimum of 2 liters to soak these 5 chemicals separately. So let me measure out some of the water. So this bowl is 1 liter, this cup is 1 liter, so I'll measure out 2 liters each. So each container, always remember that you pour chemical into water and not water into chemical. What does this mean? It simply means that you pour water first into your mixing containers before pouring in your chemicals, and not pouring your chemicals in the container before pouring your water. Okay, so this is, so I just want to increase this. Just note that you use at least 70% of your water to soak your ingredients. So that's what I want to do. So I'm adding an additional 1 liter. Adding an additional 1 liter. Please bear with me. I'm recording this video while mixing, so it's going to be a bit challenging. So so the first chemical we'll be mixing is our SLS, and we pour it in. Oh my god, there's a challenge. Okay, so I've poured it in, so I'm going to mix it thoroughly, then set it aside to dissolve. Okay, so I will set this aside to dissolve. Then the next one will be mixing is okay, let's mix our caustic soda. Our caustic soda is the next one we'll be pouring into this water. Okay, so this is our caustic soda. So we set this aside. So let us mix our soda ash. I'll mix it in this big bucket. Yeah, I'll mix our soda ash now. And I'm not putting on glue, so I have to be careful. I've added the soda ash. So when you're adding yours, you have to know which chemical you put in which bucket, because adding it into your soup has like a formula, which I will put it in the comment section. Not in the comment section, in the caption. So you have to mix it very well. So we'll set that aside and then mix the next one. So the next chemical now I want to soak is our STPP. So I'll just pour it in. Ordinarily you're supposed to be turning as you're pouring it in, but because I'm the only one recording and pouring it, that's why I'm doing it the opposite. You have to mix it very well. So now we want to soak our last chemical, our last soakable chemical, which is our sodium sulphate. So I want to pour the sodium sulphate. Same thing, we mix it very well. Okay, so that's it. So we're going to let it sit overnight. So it is currently 8:38 p.m. So sometime in the morning, let's say around 4 o'clock, we'll continue our soap mixing. Okay, so we're going to let it sit overnight. So it's about let me see, approximately 8 hours later. These are our chemicals. Are you seeing that they are now transparent? They've all dissolved. So when you wait for this stage, it will help your liquid soap to be transparent. So now we're going to pour some of our water into our bowl to mix our nitrosol. So when mixing your nitrosol, you have to be very careful so that it doesn't form seed in your liquid soap. So I'm going to cut this off. Let me reduce some of this water. You have to mix to going to now take our time and mix this Nitrosol very well so as to avoid lumps. So just try and be gentle as you're mixing it so that it doesn't splash everywhere. And also, if you have a bigger container, you can use a bigger container to make the soup. This container will obviously not be enough for the soup, but this is the biggest I have. I don't have a bigger container. So when it gets to that time, I would share it into another container to continue my soup. There's no yet time yet. So this is our Nitrosol. So we'll keep that aside. We'll keep this aside. And the next chemical now we want to dissolve is our Texapon and sulphonic acid. So to do that, we first pour in some water. Turn in some water here. Yeah, you can see it. So we'll turn in some water here and pour in our sulphonic acid. This is very corrosive, so you have to be very careful that it doesn't touch any part of your skin. Very, very careful. Very, very careful. So me, I like to get every single drop of my chemical. So I just add a little bit of water inside the container to rinse it. This is optional. It doesn't do the same. Container is already getting hot. So our Texapon and our sulphonic acid. We're going to dissolve the two together in some water. as you gentle as you're mixing it so that it doesn't splash on you. So there's like some fumes coming out of it. So make sure you're not inhaling it. Okay, so this is ready now. So we're going to pour this Texapon and sulfonic acid mixture into our nitrosol. So that is the first chemical we are going to add to our nitrosol. Then you mix gently till it has fully combined. The thing with liquid soap is the mixing. So after this, our next chemical we'll be adding is our soda ash. And remember, this is where we mix our soda ash. So I'm just going to stir it in case there's any particle on that. thing under. Alright. Let's see. The bucket is already. Your bucket is already full. What this means is that I'll have to share this soap now. The best chemical on our list is STPP. After I add this, I will cut it into another bucket. STPP has been added. So after our STPP is our sodium sulphate. I don't know if it's still going to contain inside this bucket, but we'll try. Sodium sulphate. So to mix gently so that it doesn't pour. So now I definitely have to cut this. And let me just mix it a little bit more. So The two chemicals left to be added is our caustic soda and we just added our sodium sulphate. So our caustic soda and our SLS. Yes. Yes, our caustic soda and our SLS is what is left. So I will do that when I cut the soup. Okay, let me cut the soup now. So I need to get a bigger bucket, bigger mixing bowl. I will be on my agenda. Okay. This is okay. This is okay, so I have enough chance now to mix well. Okay, so our caustic soda is next. Add some here, please. So there is no way for me to like gauge the quantity I'm going to use here and the one I'll cut and put in the bucket. So when I finish mixing the bowls in the separate mixtures, what I do is when I'm pouring them in containers, I will take from here, both in the same container, take from here till they are both exhausted, so that both of them will both incorporate into themselves. That's how we do it. Okay, so let's add caustic soda into this one now. So our next chemical now is the SLS. Okay. So add the remaining here. Mix. So the reason why I'm mixing this bucket on camera is so that you see it. You see it in live action. Let it not be that I'm doing it behind the scene, in case same thing happens to you. Another way to combat this problem is the water you use to soak your ingredients. You can perhaps reduce it. You know, I used about 4 liters to soak each ingredient. So you reduce it, use a much more bigger mixing bowl. If you have, if you don't have, you can do my method. The reason why I also use that much water in soaking my soakable ingredients is so that it will be able to soak well and come out transparent. So it's time for, this is our preservative, Menthyl paraben. So I'm going to mix it. So that is our preservative we just added. Menthyl paraben. So now the next thing we're adding is our foam booster. This is the last thing we'll add now before then we'll let our soap sit and rest for some hours. This is our foam booster. Let me add some here first. So now after this we're going to cover our soap and let it rest. Let's mix it in. Okay. Okay. So another thing I like to do is to rinse out all my mixing buckets. Just rinse them out because some chemicals are still still on there. Assuming I was wearing gloves, I would have used my hands to rinse the bucket for that. But I'm not wearing gloves, so I can't do that. So I'm almost using up all my water because all we have left to mix is our color and perfume. I usually add that after the soup has settled, so that as I'm adding that, I'm bottling the soup oil immediately. So this one. So the total, this soap is no longer 30 liters because I had to add some extra water. So it's about say 40 to 45 liters. Yeah, 40 to 45 liters is in between it. I don't really know the exact one, but it's definitely more than 30 liters. Now, okay, so that's it for this session. So we're going to let it sit. This is around this is about past 5 in the morning. So when I get back from work around 4, around 6, 5, 6, complete it, our soup. So hopefully by then the soap would have had enough time to rest. So this is our multi-purpose liquid. So this is what I use to wash my clothes, clean my house, mop my floors. This is like this. In fact, this is liquid detergent. This is what I use in the house now. So I save myself some money buying detergent. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to let our soap sit and rest. Okay, so this is 13 hours later. It's currently 8 p.m. So this is our soap. Do you see how thick it is? If it's too thick for you, you can add more water. However, by the time I add my perfume, it's going to loosen up. It's going to loosen up. So this is it. This is the one we cut out. Okay, so let's add our color and our perfume. So for water, I'll be using blue color. So I'm not going to use much of it. Just like I said, add to your taste. I just need a little, goes a long way. So a little goes a long way. You have to mix it thoroughly. Okay, I haven't gotten to the shade I want, so I'm going to mix up more blue color. I'm going to add more blue color. Let me mix it up first. Let me mix it well first before I add more color. It's thick. Okay, I'm going to mix more color. So I have mixed more color. It's very thick. You have to ensure that your color is mixed thoroughly. As you can see, some of mine is still floating. So, because of how thick the soap is. So let's mix the. So the soap color is okay for me now. Okay, same thing with this one. So this is the reason why I like waiting for my soap to settle before adding color, so that you can be able to guess accurately the shade of how deep or how dark you want your color to be. So now for perfume, we're not going to pour our perfume directly into our soap. We're going to scoop out some soap into our container and pour our perfume inside it. We'll scoop out some soap, pour our perfume inside it, and then mix it. So this is our perfume. So me, I don't like anything to waste, so I'm going to get a little water to rinse my perfume container. Okay, so I've added some water to rinse it. Yeah. So the perfume scent I'm using is lavender and lemongrass. So you see how the perfume. The reason why you don't add your perfume directly is so that it doesn't make your soap watery. It doesn't make it watery. That's why you're not adding it. You see how the soap has turned to water. So right here. As usual, I will rinse my container. Okay, so let me rinse. So time to mix our perfume. So I guess with this recipe you can get about 50 liters of liquid soap with this recipe. You know, because see how thick my soap is, and initially I started out with 30 liters and I had to use more water at a point, which is why this container wasn't enough. This bucket alone is 17 liters. But I'm not sure of the measurement for this container, this bowl. I'm trying to mix the perfume well So after this, the next stage is just to bottle your soap and use or sell as you like. So for the cost of this, for everything I spent about 11,300, and I stay in Lagos, so I got my chemicals from a liquid soap seller in a place called Garage. So if you're interested in his contact, you let me know in the comment section. Then I'll send his details to you directly. So okay. We're almost done mixing. So you can actually use this recipe to start a business. Yeah. You can dilute yours more. I think I'll just leave mine like this because I don't have enough containers for it right now. So it's better for me thick. When I want to use it, I'll dilute it. So okay. So it's time to see our soup. You see? That's our soup. See how thick it is. Okay, so that's it. That's the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like my videos, subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends, family and friends. Thank you. So you see how thick this is. You can dilute this further to 50 liters to get 50 liters. Like this already should be up to, let's say, 45 liter. Yeah, so you can be diluted up to, you should be 45 liters, including this. See how thick and effective. Thick and effective. Yeah, I produced this soap specifically for washing my clothes, which is why my caustic soda content is quite high at 150 grams. So this is all the soap I've got. I've done my calculation. Everything together is 39 liters, and mind you, this soap is very thick, as you can see from the video. It is very thick. One bottle is equals to 2, or at least 1.5 if you dilute it with water. When I mean by 1.5, it means that if you dilute one bottle of this liquid soap with half of this bottle, like water, half water of this bottle, you know what that means. So you're getting more than that. So altogether, this recipe can get you at least, or it can get you up to 50 liters of soap if diluted. So this entirely now is 39 liters of soap.